Guys, you know exactly where we're going to start. We're going to start at the end of this game last night because it was insanity. Now, of course, Warriors lose. That was a big one. We'll get to Steve Kerr. We'll get to all of it. Rockets headed to Vegas. There were 10 lead changes in this thing, 6 ties. Şengün with 26 points. Jalen Green had 12, 4, 3 assists, 3 steals. I can't even get it all out there. Steph Curry with 19 and 5. Kuminga, he had himself a 20-point night, 7 rebounds. But the end is where we need to concentrate because honestly, it was a little bit wonky. And if you ask Steve Kerr, he's never seen anything like it. So here we go. Curry misses the 3.
Awful
11
shot.
seconds left. Okay, so we'll start. That's a bad shot. How about Gary Payton then gets the rebound, tries to pass it. Jalen Green intercepts it. Fouled by Jonathan Kuminga, and we'll get to the reaction, of course, on that in a second. But let's just talk about how this thing ended. Chandler, your thoughts as you're watching this.
Well, there was a lot of things wrong with this play. First of all, the Steph Curry shot, he's too mature. He's been in too many of these situations to let that rip that early. He could have just let the clock go down and have a 3-second difference and not have, you know, the Rockets have so much time to go and get a look. Obviously, he created some space here, but he can do this at any moment of the game. Right? So it's like settling for that shot with that much time left was bad to start. Then I agree with Steve Kerr. Billy Kennedy, you can't let, you know, free throws determine a game of this magnitude, especially when it was questionable. Just give them the timeout, give them a jump ball, call anything other than giving them 2 free throws to basically seal the trip to Vegas. I thought that was just a tough way. I don't want to take anything away from the Rockets because they did play extremely hard. They deserve to win this game, and they are building something really special there. But if I'm the Warriors, I definitely feel like the refs determine the outcome of this game, and that's not right. It's not right for either team, and they could have just easily called it a jump ball. I guess there was no reviews left either, so you couldn't even. It was just a foul call. So like it's just a bad call, and you should never have the refs deciding the outcome of a game like this. But Jalen Green stepped up. He made both free throws and he sealed it. So you can look at it both sides, but if I would feel a little scorned right now if I was the Warriors.
A little bit, Lou.
Yeah, listen. Horrible call, but you know I'm gonna give the referees credit, even from the Knicks Atlanta game, from what they did. They allowed these guys to play. You know, in this game they allowed them to play for about 47 minutes and 56 seconds. You know, you know that one play right there, that looks like a loose ball to me. You let these guys decide it. You know, sometimes the referees can also overcorrect. Steph Curry shoots that quick shot and they're up 1, and it looks like Houston is gonna get that ball. If I'm the referee and it looks like a foul, I'm going to go ahead and give you your foul so you can shoot your 2 free throws where you can have 3 seconds left in this basketball game to have an opportunity to get another possession. That's kind of how I saw it. I think Bill took it upon himself to kind of do that and try to put both teams in that position to keep the good times going. Instead, it was a disadvantage for Golden State. And to your point, Chandler, if there's one guy who's going to take that shot, that's gonna be the guy. I don't love that look. But if it's one guy in the league that I'll accept that look for the game or to put a dagger in a team, it's gonna be Steph.
Yeah, if that was someone else on that team, I think it's major. Sure. Steph Curry's deserved the right to shoot any shot.
But the timing
throughout the basketball game. It's just the timing of it. Just put the Rockets in a much better position to kind of ice the game. Then it gave Şengün time to basically go one-on-one with Looney for 8 seconds, get a bucket, and kind of change the whole game. What's interesting is before any of this drama even happened, Podziemski got a 5-second count that they didn't call. So as mad as the Warriors are, if you watch that sideline inbound, it is well over 5 seconds before any of that happened. So
such a snitch.
Again, refs aren't perfect. They try their best out there, and sometimes it's not enough. I think there was some missed calls here. I almost think Podziemski got the last 3-pointer on this. He got fouled on that too. So there was a lot of calls that could have went the other ways. At the end of the day, you can't discredit what the Rockets did. They fought back. They grinded. This was a freaking 90s type score game.
Yeah, the
91,
halftime
90.
score was like 39-42 or something.
You can't tell me these teams don't care more in this NBA Cup because this is longer possessions. Every possession matters. These guys are they're playing slower. They are changing the whole style of the NBA for this NBA Cup because it means more. It is a playoff atmosphere, so it's great. And the Rockets deserved it. They deserve to go to Vegas.
18 for 65. From 3. That's a lot of nothing. Would you guys, if you were both on the court, would you just assume that was a loose ball? Was that the overwhelming assumption?
It looked like a loose ball to me.
Okay, so that's where everyone was thinking.
That would have been my opinion, seeing that when that ball comes loose and both guys hit the ground simultaneously. That's a loose basketball. Allow these guys to determine the outcome of their game. You know, whether it's like I said, it can be my theory on Bill just trying to stop the clock. Listen, y'all are fouling. Y'all are gonna end up fouling anyways. But you're up 1. So I don't know what the mindset is. That's just my opinion, knowing the game and how some of these referees think in those positions. But I thought it was a well-played basketball game. It was a grind-out game. But for sure, to me, it looked like a loose basketball.
And we have an advantage, obviously, to see it slowed down. We have an advantage. When it's a bang-bang play like that, it's hard.
But there were bodies everywhere.
There's bodies everywhere. There was a loose ball before that where they could have called a foul when Peyton was on the ground. So, like, again, I think at this point of the game, you have to just kind of swallow the whistle and let the players determine the outcome. Because when you do see it, too, Kuminga came over his back a little bit, but his hand was just all ball. So, like, again, we have a huge advantage, but it's you hate to see that, especially just with this situation. To go to Vegas, game on the line, like it just didn't feel right. I'm happy for the Rockets. It just didn't. I wish the game didn't end that way. I wish they would have just gave them a timeout and the Rockets went and drew an ATO up and hit a game winner. That would have.
I agree.
I bet the Warriors would have felt much better that way too.
I think it would have been a better ending for everyone watching. Steve Kerr probably would have liked that as well. He was furious after this one. Here he is.
You've established you're just not going to call anything throughout the game. It's a physical game. We're going to call it a loose ball foul on a jump ball situation with guys diving on the floor with the game on the line. This is a billion-dollar industry. You got people's jobs on the line. I am stunned. I am stunned.
I mean, he said a lot, too. He's like, I wanted to go to Vegas. Like, there was a lot going on, but he's not wrong to be mad.
Lou, you know the craziest, I haven't seen this in a while. Early on in the game, Steph Curry hit a 3 by their bench, and he obviously got fouled. And
Bill said, my bad.
And the ref apologized to him during the game.
My bad.
Yeah, that was, so like, again, they were letting him, the fact that happened early, Steve Kerr was already livid at that. The whole bench went nuts when they didn't call it. He literally hit him straight in the arm on a 3.
Can't do that.
And the ref apologized during the game. So you're already clearly setting the tone where you're letting them play, right? It's a physical game. There's a lot of over the back on the glass. And then push come to shove, and you called this loose ball that's less physical than everything that happened up to it.
To end the game?
It just doesn't sit right. You just don't ever want to feel like you got slighted. And they definitely feel that way. And it's hard to blame them when you watch it back of all the mistakes at the end of the game.
And his criticism is fair, and he's absolutely right. People's jobs are on the line. You know, this is serious business, especially when you set a tone for how the game is going to be played. Allow the players to figure it out. There was a sequence in the Hawks-Knicks game where I saw 3 travels, 3 fouls. The ball might have went out of bounds, and they let these guys play on. And as a fan, you can't complain about that until you get to the point where it matters the most, where you're allowing the players to determine the outcome of a game, and you step in as an official and you call a marginal foul at best. That ball is on the ground. It is loose. You got guys diving on that floor for that basketball. Allow them to realize what the outcome of that game would be. So everything that he said was right. You know, he didn't say anything wrong. You know, he was on the other side of this. You know, obviously that's going to be taken with a grain of salt, but every point that he made was correct.
He also had another point last night that I appreciated because he doesn't like the red